G'day and welcome back. I'm Ken Grant with Motivated Branding, and today I'd like to chat with you about being an authority figure. But maybe not, just as I said that, probably not the way that you're thinking. I'm going to talk about the classic authority figure. I had the chance the other day to overhear a call that a client of mine was putting in. They were moving offices, and this guy had to call like the local big cable internet provider, right? I'm not going to tell you who it is because it doesn't really matter for the story. Makes a phone call. The person on the other end of the call is on speakerphone, so I get to hear it, right? He just needs to just get this thing done while I'm there, so it's totally fine. But I get to hear the way that these people chat, right? They're people that just receive the calls on the other end, right? They're in some big room in the little cubie answering calls all day long, just to set the stage. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this guy gets on the phone, super pleasant, very polite, knows the client's name, knows my friend's name, conducts himself super professionally, comes off as such the authority, like, yep, great, all taken care of, it'll be there between this time and this time, thank you so much, sir, have a good day, click, goodbye. Great, go back to the conversation. My friend's like, oh wait, I forgot to ask one question. Calls back, gets a different person, of course, because there's hundreds of people probably answering the phones for this company. This person gets on the phone, and I swear, he and I look at each other like, oh, this is night and day. This person is hesitant. They go on to explain that this is really, the question that he's asking is really not in their comfort zone. You know, I really don't know a lot about what it is that you're asking me. I'm not sure even how to handle the question. And he asked a similar question, one other question, like, you know, what time will you be buying? Just to make sure he was hearing it, because the other guy was very specific. Like no, as a matter of fact, not even between, it was going to be this time. And we're like, never heard that before. This guy's like, well, it could be between 8 and 5. 8 and 5, okay. Hang up the phone. Well, you know, I analyze this all day, right? Because it's what I do for a living. But it was so stark, the difference, and so mind-blowing how one person can be an authority. Listen, it's taken care of. These are the words coming out of my mouth. This is what I am assuring will happen. Thank you, have a good day. The other one, questioning themselves, not sure, certainly not an authority, and certainly not the kind of person that you want on the phone. So if by chance you're that person on the phone, become the authority. Mean it, own it, do it. And if you're the manager of someone like this, empower these people to, like, give them all the training in the world. And if, you know, we always hear, like, you know, this call could be monitored for quality control. If that's really the case and somebody's really monitoring this second person's phone call, get them off the floor, put them back in the training, understand what is really possible, and understand that somebody like me is going to end up talking about this one day like, wow, that's useless. You know what the interesting thing is? I hadn't thought about this before. What does that do to my interpretation of the company? Does my interpretation of the company go up because this person was so good? Or does my interpretation and their belief, right, the positioning of the company, go down because of this person? I will leave you with that thought. Does it go up because this person's so good, or does it get dragged down because this person is not so good? Be an authority, doesn't matter what you do, own it, be it, control it, and we will pay money for that. What's all we want? Oh, and by the way, I asked the question of the client like a week later. I said, what time did they turn up? At exactly the time that the guy said, or vaguely between 8 and 5. You know what he told me? This is awesome. He said they turned up at exactly the time that the guy had said. Not between, but exactly the time. That's not bad. That's not bad. So until next time, this is Ken Grant with Motivated Branding.